My name's Henry Winokur. I'm class of 70, and I'm going to talk about exposure controls for adjustable cameras. And the one thing that was funny to me is some of my compatriots with whom I spoke last night came up and said, well, we want to know if this is an esoteric discussion or something that's more real world. And I said, I don't do esoteric discussions, so this is real world, and you can start. So we're going to talk about the three major controls. Those are film speed, shutter speed, and f-stop. And when I refer to media, I mean the film or the sensor. The camera on the upper left, which we'll get to in a second, is a Yashica, and it's adjustable and uses roll film. The camera on the upper right is a Canon. It's adjustable and it's digital. The one on the bottom is not adjustable, and it's not part of the discussion. And I forgot to put a phone in there, which to me is not part of the discussion either. ISO is a calibration of the media's sensitivity to light. It used to be called ASA, and the terms are interchangeable. Just have to wait a second. ISO is referred to as speed. Low or slow ISO means media is less sensitive, but photos look better. High or fast ISO means media is more sensitive, but photos may look worse. For film, the ISO is assigned by the manufacturer. For digital, the user sets the value. This photograph was taken at ISO 125, which is low. The image appears smooth, there's no grain or visible noise, and you should compare this one to the next one, where the ISO is 102,400, which is very high. It's very noisy, grainy, splotchy, and looks ugly. At least I think it does. Today's ISO values range left to right. Every step up doubles the previous value. Every step down is 1/2 of the previous value. But we don't say steps when we're referring to that. We say stops. Shutter speed is the amount of time the shutter is open. From left to right, every step up doubles the previous value. Every step down is 1/2 the previous value. Again, we don't say steps. We say stops. The f-stop, every step up numerically cuts the amount of light that enters the lens by 1/2. Every step down numerically increases the amount of light by twice. They're called stops too. F-stop is the ratio of the lens focal length divided by the diameter. It controls depth of field, what's in focus in front of and behind the subject. The smaller the numeric value, the more light gets in and the depth of field decreases. The larger the numeric value, the less light gets in and the depth of field increases. So for example, on this one there's a slow shutter speed which shows movement, a high f-stop which gives lots of depth of field, and low ISO makes a smooth image. In this one, the slow shutter speed shows movement. Depth of field's not important since it's shot at night, and the low ISO makes for a smooth image. It's a grain dryer in Illinois. Here, the low shutter speed shows subject motion. You can tell by the blurred red lights. The f-stop creates a lot of depth of field as the motorcycle in the background is sharp. Lower ISO makes a smooth image. In this one, the higher shutter speed stops movement, but the f-stop results in shallow depth of field. For example, only the middle flower is sharp. Lower ISO makes a smooth image. In this one, faster shutter speed stops low speed motion, but not the higher speeds if you check out the hair on the foot. Background is not sharp because of small depth of field. Lower ISO makes a smooth image. In this one, the higher f-stop yields a large depth of field. A tripod was used for steadiness because of the low shutter speed, and very low ISO gives very smooth image. In this one, the smaller the f-stop, numerically, the smaller, shorter, shallower the depth of field. The larger the f-stop numerically, the larger, longer, deeper the depth of field. BIM is sharp and the background is out of focus at f4, but the red and white hill has great depth of field at f16. Handheld and low shutter speed can compromise sharpness. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. The f-stop yields a medium depth of field, but the high ISO can cause grain or noise depending on the conditions. A super low shutter speed of 6 seconds shows movement. A small f-stop gives point light sources the star-like effect. Low ISO yields a smooth image. And in this one, last Fast enough shutter speed. F16 provides lots of depth of field, higher ISO, but a smooth image. And I would like to thank you all for your attention, and thanks for coming out today.